Okay, I can do another one tonight. So, just in case, I'd done a video earlier and I was debating on doing another one tonight, and obviously I am. So this one, which obviously again trigger warnings. Pardon me. If you're easily triggered about things about abuse and things like that, do not continue this video, because there's going to be discussions about verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, towards a minor, aka myself, by the way. I'm not just talking about someone else's life. So, again, someone that I met when I was 12. Very similar situation to the one that I talked about earlier on tonight. He was funny enough friends with that last person, and he was promised me the same thing. He was said that he would get his friends to leave me alone. He was saying that he would, I skipped ahead, sorry. He messaged me, I believe it was on Facebook, acting like peer friendly and stuff with me, and I was like, aren't you friends with people that are not a fan with me? Because also I could see his friends on Facebook. And he said, I bet their opinions don't mean anything, I like to get to know the person and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, this person's a decent person. And I told him about obviously all the slagging and bullying that I'd been getting and what I'd been through. Which, first mistake, don't tell an older male about the abuse you've endured throughout your life, because that's when they go, haha, I can do it. So, obviously, I made the mistake. I told him about stuff that I'd been through, and we started, talking. We got quite friendly. He'd been around 17 at the time, I believe, 17, 18. And he abused me from when I was 12 till I was, I say till, he technically still does in a way. It's just not in person. But I'll get to that. So, actually, not even 12, just realised, till I was 11, turning 12, with this one actually, I was 11 turning 12. He took me to one of the same places as the last person. He took me behind to Onthank Primary School. He told me to go meet him at the Spar, so I did, and then we walked around. Was it a Spar at the time? I can't remember. But it was the shops anyway, on Onthank. I was to meet him, and then we walked around to the back of Onthank Primary. So we went round, and we sat on this kind of bench thing that's around the back of there. Same place where the last person had raped me. And we're sitting, we're chilling, and we're talking, we're laughing, we're getting on great. And then he started putting his hand on my leg, and I was like, right, I know where this is going. Like, as I've said, and I think it was my first video, I've been abused my whole life, so I know what's going to come when someone's acting like that. So when he started touching my leg, I was like, I know exactly where this is going, and I was too scared at the time to try and get myself out of the situation, and at that point I couldn't even say no. So I just let it happen, and to this day he still has pictures of me at only 11 years old, giving him a blowjob and many other things. He used to pester me and threaten me for nudes, which he's also still got a lot of them from when I was a minor. And I ended up getting quite reliant on him, because he was very much the person that I didn't ever say no to because of his reputation. He was literally known for being violent, so whatever he said went. If he wanted something new, get it. And similar to the last person, as I progressively got older, it was a case of, if I'm meeting you on my terms, I'm taking control, which now that I'm older I realise, no, actually I didn't have control over any of that. I was a child. I didn't have any sort of control in any of those situations, sorry, as much as I thought I did. And he would just, like the other one, he'd meet me at Dean Park, what's the other one, K Park, Onthank Primary, near the James Hamilton School, near the college, like the old one. I'm trying to think, there's so many different places. But yeah, so there was all that jazz. And then when I moved to Cross House at 15, he backed off a little bit, and then this one time he was really, really desperate and he told me to meet him at the golf course nearby. And I can't remember what time it was, but I know it was late, and I told him I can't, my mum and dad won't let me out. And he said, sneak out if you have to. So I told him, right, well, I can only sneak out at such and such time because my parents will be in bed. So I snuck out, went to go meet him, gave him what he wanted, went home, and I think it was the next morning, he messaged me saying that he wanted it again. I told him I can't, I need to go to school, blah blah. No, not school, sorry, college. Not school. Because I left school when I was halfway through 3rd year, so I had been in college at the time. And he told me, why don't you meet me on the way there? And I was like, no, it's not happening. And to this day, I haven't met him. Sorry, tell a lie, I met him when I was 17. I met him when I was 17 and I stupidly slept with him. I need to stop this self-talk. I did sleep with him, because as I've said before, like, when someone becomes something that you know, you find a sense of comfort in knowing exactly what's going to happen and what they're planning to do to you, much rather than the unknown. So I done that, and then to this day he still messages me, offering me money to go do things to him, or you know, to get pictures and videos from me. He constantly messages me telling me not to tell his partner about his messages and stuff, and I'm still terrified of this man. He's always had a bad, violent reputation, and I've not. There's very few people that know about this one, and he generally does scare me, and as I say, he's still got the pictures of me from when I was only 11, so I just, it's terrifying to directly tell him to F off, because you never know who he'll show those pictures and videos to. And I mean, you can't exactly tell my age in them, because in a good few of them my face isn't there. And I'd say that I've had, apart from obviously the belly weight, I've had pretty much the same body since I was that age. I had a very overly developed body for my age. So it's not obvious that I was a minor in them. Some, yes, especially obviously the picture he's got of me giving him a blowjob, or oral pleasure, whichever word you'd prefer to use. But yeah, so that's another situation for you guys tonight. I'm kind of glad this one was a lot shorter, because I'm really struggling mentally and emotionally tonight, so I'm going to leave that one there. But I hope that all of you have a good night, and I hope everyone's new year has went alright. Mine has been hell. But as I say, look after yourselves. Yous are loved, yous are cared for, and I'm sending all of you hugs.